right, we have Council President Nick Church and Councilwoman Debbie Newcomb here, and we've got a whole lot of stuff to talk about. And first, what do we want to talk about first? The Halloween party, which I just touched on.
Sure.
So that benefits Right Track, right?
Yeah. Luke Gallagher, who's a member of our CHRC board, had offered his building to do an event, and we picked Halloween.
Tell me about the building, because
The lodge, the old Elks Lodge. It
Yeah.
was the old Elks Lodge, and it was purchased by, I think, Dan Keaton, and Luke's offices are there, and they have the old lodge room still in the back part of it.
And that's that's a good size.
Yeah, and they remodel a lot of the building. It looks gorgeous. They're not quite done with it yet, but they'll be doing more, and it's a neat old building. I mean, it has a lot of history to it. They keep telling me haunt stories, so I'm not sure about those. But you know, it is an older building, and he offered to use that for a fundraiser for the center. So we always need matching funds for Right Track, because our only funding source there is United Way. So this helps us with our matching funds.
Yeah.
And we thought Halloween was a good night after trick or treat. You want to go have a beverage and some really great food, because Luke's a really good chef.
Oh, he's cooking?
Yes, he does all the cooking. And he's a wonderful chef. I've been to parties there before. He did the Roaring Twenties event for the library. So this has been something new for us to try. And we'll see how it goes. But it's a haunting evening on Main Street, right behind Rite Aid, if you don't remember where the old Elks Lodge is. And
it's where the band always used to congregate after
yes,
the Christmas
after the
parade.
Christmas parade.
Yeah.
They'd always have hot chocolate and okay. And so it'll be a neat evening. There's lots of specialty drinks that he's making for the event. Like I said, he's doing all the cooking. So I dropped off some pork roast to him the other day. He's doing pulled pork that he cooks himself, and his own homemade barbecue sauce.
Oh.
Some hot cider drinks they think are probably alcoholic beverages.
Well, I would think.
It is an adult party.
Yeah.
Okay. We do have a tarot card reader. We have a palm reader that'll be there. They'll be showing scary movies in one of the off rooms. And
that's cool.
We have a band coming at 9 o'clock, Darren and Kristen Lambert. They were at the Rib Fest, and they do a lot of events for our seniors. So it'll be a nice evening, a nice way to get away, just see the place. It's amazing. It's a beautiful old house. It's absolutely gorgeous. So and we're hoping we can raise some money for the Right Track too. So tickets are only $25 a person, and includes all your food and a couple drinks.
Yeah, so that's not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Now I noticed that it says there's an address to mail your check. Is there a way if you don't trust the mail's getting it in time for the thing that they can?
Yeah, we're going to have to try to have some tickets at the door. We'd like to do pre-sales. We don't know how many people are coming for cooking purposes, but we'll have tickets at the door. I did talk to a couple people this weekend who are probably coming, and they're going to get their tickets at the door. So, but you can stop at the center, see any of our board members.
Oh, okay, you can pay there?
Right.
Okay, that's good.
You can come to the center. We have tickets there.
I just know me, and it's like, oh, I got plenty of time. And
yeah,
all of a sudden,
I know.
Whoa, wait.
It's Thursday, it's Friday.
Yeah.
But costumes are optional. So a lot of people don't like to dress up for Halloween, but like to, go out for the evening. So that's kind of the way it's going to be. So we're excited about it. Everybody dug in their basement for decorations. Nick's going to let us use all the decorations from City Council room.
Huh.
So that'll help a ton. So we didn't have to buy decorations. Everybody had some. So that'll help a lot. But Right Track's a great program. We have 95 kids this year. And the children, the largest enrollment right now is 2nd and 3rd grades.
Really?
Yeah. We had to hire someone to assist because there's so many kids in the 2nd.
I wonder why 2nd and 3rd grade.
2nd and 3rd grade, I'm not sure. Other than that, the testing, 3rd grade guarantee, and all those other things hit them in that age group. 4th and 5th grade has always been lower because I think they start getting involved in other activities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But still, enrollment's high, and we were worried this year we could accommodate. We had to cut off registrations after a while for 2nd and 3rd. So.
I want to spend a whole lot of time on, but tell me a couple things, just a few things that they do at Right Track. So.
Right Track is an after-school program. They come in about 3:15, 3:30. They do get a healthy snack. They get situated. They get some homework help. And then we have 4 teachers that work in the program, 2 each day, and help them with reading and math intervention, help them with their homework, and they rotate them in groups. So one group will be doing reading, one group will be doing math, one will be doing a craft, one will be doing physical activity in the big main hall, or they'll be in the computer room, depending on what the activity is for that day. So every 20 minutes, they're doing something different, and they're all part of the programming. The reading and math intervention has proven to improve scores for a lot of the children in the program. United Way wanted to see some results, and we do an assessment at the beginning of the year and at the end of the year in their ability and in their socialization skills, and we've seen improvements for the last 3 years.
Great.
So we're pretty proud of the program. Tammy Ledford's the coordinator. Georgia Garrix is our new assistant on Monday and Wednesdays, and our teachers are amazing because they come right from school and help these children. So, and it's a good fit. And of course, thank you to the Conneaut schools because they drop the kids off on the bus. So.
Okay. Next thing is, and we've been mentioning this, is the Veterans Day program, and that will be coming up in a couple of weeks, correct?
Yes, November 10th.
Yeah, that's a Tuesday.
That's a Tuesday. It's the day before Veterans Day. And what we're doing is, this is actually the second time we have done this with the help of Debbie and the senior Mary Young, who's in charge of the director of the seniors program. I've kind of like teamed up with them to do this for the seniors. As you can see, that has a program that's attached. One of the things we're going to do, last year was kind of like hit and miss. It was our first time.
So you learn.
So this year we've going to make it a lot nicer, okay, and have Matt Carducci, who's going to play from 10 to 10:30 for the veterans while refreshments is going on. And then at about 10:30 we'll start the program, and you can see that we're going to have posting of the colors by Jim Jones. We'll do the national anthem. We'll do the invocation by Sheila Brooker. Opening remarks by Mrs. Newcomb and Mary Young. And then I'll make some remarks about Veterans Day, and then we'll have some music. Then hopefully, I did talk to John Patterson. John Patterson, our state rep, is going to try to make it. I talked to him the other day. He said he's supposed to be in Columbus on that day, but it's kind of like hit and miss, maybe. But he said that he would let me know. I haven't confirmed with the county commissioners, but I have confirmed with the city manager. He will be there to speak. And one of the things we did last year that was kind of neat, that we do the Armed Forces medley, number 9.
That was nice.
We play all the Armed Forces songs, and I tell them that as you hear your song, please stand up and show your pride. And so they did. It was pretty neat last year.
That's nice.
Then we're going to have number 10 is thanks to our veterans. I am going to pass out this hat to all of our veterans.
Excellent.
That come at that time. I'll probably call them up, and like I did last year, and thank them for their service. Then we're going to have lunch. Then Matt Carducci will play while we're having lunch. And it's then number 12 we'll have God Bless America. I think Kay Smith done the best version of it. And then we'll close the ceremony by retrieving the colors, Jim Jones. And it's short, sweet, and to the point. I don't want to bore the veterans. You know, I just like in the Army they say the old thing of keep it short and sweet, KISS they called it. And,
that's good to remember.
They don't want to, you know, you don't want to be bored, you know.
Right.
So let them eat and enjoy the day, because it is their day.
Sure.
You know, so that's kind of like what's going on. I mean, you got to have reservations. So
and that's coming up next week, right?
The 4th, yes.
Yeah.
So that'd be Wednesday.
Wednesday.
A week from this Wednesday.
You know, because we do have to, Debbie does have to order
Lunches make sure we have lunch for everybody.
Everybody, you know, and stuff. So it doesn't cost anything, you know. Just get registered and come on in and kind of like just an appreciation from the County Human Resource Center and Mary Young and Debbie and everybody else, you know, that we do appreciate our veterans and the things that they have done. So,
Okay.
but yeah, please call and get signed up.
It's kind of nice to make it kind of a 2-day deal then for Veterans Day.
Yes.
Into Veterans Day on the 11th.
Yeah, they do. I don't know too much about it, but I know they usually have a ceremony downtown.
Right.
Rich Gleason is in charge of that. They usually step off about 10:45.
Right.
So they're at the City Hall at 11. And that's when the ceremony is supposed to start at 11 downtown. So also I'm going to, what's that name of that place I'm going to that they asked me to come? The nursing home?
Villa or
Well,
Lake Point?
Lake Point.
Oh.
Lake Point asked me to come over, and they have a couple veterans over there that I'm going to go
Oh.
over and give them hats.
Yeah.
And yesterday I went over and seen Armin Carlucci at the Villa.
Is Armin at the Villa now?
Yeah, he's doing good, looks good, and I presented him with a hat. And then I asked a question, how many veterans do we have here at the Villa? So I have to call this lady, Laura, this morning, who's a human resource person, and see how many's there. So I'll probably be going there on Veterans Day too. So I plan on doing both nursing homes.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I talked to Armin a while ago at one of those NARV meetings, and he was. I mean, he remembered me, and he was on top
Oh no,
of
he's
it. He's
good.
He's on the ball.
He still wants to go to Florida for the winter, so we'll see how that works out for him.
Yeah, he told me yesterday he still plans on
He's
going.
still planning on going, so
He
hopefully
did
he'll be okay.
He did a radio interview with Bill Shannon
Yes.
like a year ago.
For
talking
Veterans
about-
Day. Yep, I asked him, Bill says, can you get me somebody? And I says, yep, I
He's a
can.
good one.
Yeah,
He's a good
But,
storyteller too, and
yeah, good
he's
guy.
such a great guy.
But speaking of veterans, the D-Day thing at Township Park, and there were some veterans there. I talked to them, and they're pretty with it. They're pretty World War II veterans. There are still
sure.
a lot of them that are, and they're funny. And I was talking to 2 guys together, and there were 4 of them in the family, and they were all in World War II. And there were 2 of them left, and they were sitting there, and the one guy introduces his brother, this is my sister, and he just sat there and smiled like this is the 150,000th time he's introduced me that way.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday I was at the Perkins having breakfast, and I seen this World War II veteran walk in. He had World War II on his hat, veteran, and he was on oxygen. And it looks like maybe his daughter or son brought him in. And so I went out to the truck and I got another hat. And I walked back in and I went up and I said, excuse me, sir. And I said, I'd like to present you with this hat and thank you for serving your country. And I looked up and he had his rank on his hat. He was a command sergeant major, retired command sergeant major. And I said, Sergeant Major. I says, and he looked at me and, and I said, I'm retired first sergeant. Nickname for a first sergeant is Top.
Yeah.
And he goes, Top. He goes, thank you. So that's very, very nice.
Nice.
They do just about anything for a veteran.
Yeah.
You know, great bunch of guys.
And the Seniors Together program is something that we recognize all the time because we do talk stories. We talk about the old days and we have reminiscing. And they're involved in helping Mary plan sometimes some of the events because they're very patriotic. They're very home family oriented in that age group, and it's just I think this is a great way. And with Nick partnering, I think it'll make it that much better. And this year we'll have a new sound system. So
Yes.
I saved enough money to get a sound system for the center because we have a lot of events at the hall.
Right.
And so I think it'll be a really nice event. And since you're talking about Veterans Day, I'll put a plug in. The Elks Club here in Conneaut is having a Veterans Day dinner on the 7th. So it's a free spaghetti dinner for a veteran and their spouse. It's a Saturday. We usually try to do them on Sunday, but we couldn't do them this Sunday, so they're doing it on the 7th. And we usually go to the Villa or the Lake Point. Whoever can come, we make sure we get them rides. But it is open to all
And that's at
veterans in
the
the
Elks?
community. At the Elks on Parish Road.
Right, that's the way it used to be, the hospital annex.
Yes, it used to be the Malik Annex.
Yes.
Yes, it's now the Elks Club. So we also do programs to honor the veterans, and so we're going to do our spaghetti dinner then.
We have, probably one of the oldest County Human Resource Center seniors program. Probably has one of the oldest living veterans. in her program, and that's Cosmo Casito.
Casito.
Yeah, the Navy's 90+ years old.
Yeah.
And I remember last year after D-Day, it was the day after D-Day, I think it was Sunday, I was at a local restaurant in town, and this gentleman walked in with a World War II hat on and came with these 2 young ladies, which were his daughters, and they went and sat down, and of course I got done eating. I went over and I bought the gentleman's breakfast, and I shook his hand, and he said to me, "Do you know how old I am?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm 99.
Oh.
I was in awe.
Yeah.
Whoa,
And he was moving quite well.
Yeah.
good.
Moving quite well.
So hopefully he'll be 100.
Yeah, but we encourage her, please make your reservation.
Yes.
It'll be a very nice event. I think the menu is pot roast, and it's one of the better menus that we have. So, and thanks to Community Actions Programming. So please make your reservations, call the center by November 4th to make sure that we have enough food for everybody. We will order a few extras, but we can only order how many we have reservations for normally.
Right.
So, but please, November 10th, starting at 10 o'clock.
Starting at 10.
And you're welcome to stay as long as you want.
Okay, great.
So,
Well, let us take a break and we can shift
Okay.
gears and. Well, the vet. Did we cover the Vets Day program pretty much? Then?
Yes, I
Okay.
think so.
All right. Okay. Excellent.
various other things.
Well, you're not just council people.
Okay.
It was a good thing.
Yeah, it was. I know. Do a little bit of everything.
So the overpass, is it going to be done by December?
No comment?
Well, there was
Not done completely, but so you can go over
Well,
it.
they're talking about having it open, and that's part of the incentive was put in their contract by the state, which we were very pleased to see they would do that, to have it open by the end of December, even if it's partial. So that's what they're shooting for. And again, I tell everybody this project's based on weather too.
Right.
They've been lucky. They've had some really good days. We've had some really bad ones, but I think they've done an excellent job moving the project forward. So.
I believe that they're still on track. I haven't heard any complaints. They've been working around the clock for, I don't know, the past 4 weeks or 6 weeks. They did indicate in the newspaper the other day, I don't know if it was Saturday or Sunday's paper, that 2 of the lanes will be open
Right.
to relieve some of the traffic
That'll be
woes
good.
or whatever it may be.
Right.
Absolutely, while they continue to work on it. So, and that's a positive.
Yeah.
That one is having the new bridge, and 2 of getting it partially open so people can go across. It really hasn't bothered me, going around down the side streets or whatever. But it is a good thing. It's long overdue. That overpass, long overdue.
Right.
Much so.
And definitely a new asset for the community.
Going through that old crumbling bridge going into Conneaut, it's like welcome to Conneaut, and this is what you
Right,
say.
and the
yeah.
bridge is crumbling,
Yeah.
And they put that off quite a long time, so we're very
Yes.
pleased that it's being done now. So it'll really improve the area.
Right. I remember several years ago riding through there, and I got a new bike a year or so ago, and the first thing I did was get a flat tire from all the stones and stuff on that bridge.
Yeah.
But they were saying this was several years ago that it doesn't look real pretty, but it's still functional.
It was still
works.
functional, and
But-
of course they knew they had to do some things with the height, and they also had to negotiate with the railroad. So and we're glad that everything's worked out. If 2 lanes are open, I think it'll relieve some of that truck
Yes.
traffic, especially. So.
Yeah. So what about the other construction they got there? The lines going through there?
For Dominion,
Yeah.
yes.
That will be all.
They're fast tracking this.
Yes.
We're hoping they'll be done soon. You see their staging area at the Save-A-Lot Plaza.
Right.
But they're really moving fast on this, and this is huge for the city to have that additional capacity. We've been fighting that for a number of years, trying to get this done, not just here, but on the east side of Conneaut too. So
Right.
this is a good start. It'll help our companies like General Aluminum and those who have acquired other contracts. I do have to say a thank you to Capri Cafaro, because when we talked to her about a year and a half ago, I think we started emailing and calling in the Department of Development, and this has finally come together. So, plus they're going to be doing some improvements to maybe Route 20 after this project's over too.
Oh,
so.
Route 20 doesn't need any improvements.
You don't think so? Oh, well, we can leave it just for you, but it's such a, people are, and I hate the cones, and I hate driving through the,
Yeah.
it's like an obstacle course, but it is a good thing for Conneaut.
And get it all done at once.
Yeah,
if you're going to
that's
have
kinda
construction all over, get it all,
done at
done at
once.
the same time.
Right, so.
But yeah, I know they've cut the road all the way up to Perkins. This weekend, I think probably Saturday, I went over and looked on the west side, and they had a backhoe straddling that where they cut, and they were digging, had the pipe laid out from the overpass all the way down to, almost to the light.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they were getting ready.
Yeah,
to start
they're moving
laying pipe.
fast.
Yes.
Yeah, they said they wanted to fast track this, and they did. So.
I'm thinking that they said that they're going to try to be done by the end of December, mid to end of December. So they're going to be laying some pipe. So
Yeah, it sounds like it.
yeah, like Debbie says, it's a good thing for our city.
Right.
So
Temporary inconvenience there all the way around, but
because 10 years ago, 11 years ago, 12 years ago now,
At
I guess,
least, yeah.
when I was president of council, they brought back, were bringing back a company that was already here in Conneaut and wanted to go on the east side, but we didn't have the gas.
No,
We didn't have the gas
we
line
didn't have the
for it.
capacity. No.
So they ended up going somewhere else.
yeah,
So
that hurts.
And the
Yes.
same with Fasico. I mean, they did their expansion over in the North Bend because of that lack of capacity. So we don't want to see that happen again. And with our companies we have, this will be a good asset for them.
Good. Also, Center Street Bridge is on tap, I understand, for like mid-November.
Go ahead.
That's
I've gone over there several times and looked at the construction. Absolutely
It's
amazing.
amazing.
It is just. City manager sent us pictures. He was there and sent me some pictures, email. And those guys are all the way down from the front of the bridge, where the bridge and the road meet. They're all the way down to water level, and they're putting rebar in, and they're putting up this humongous wall. It is just really something. They're getting ready to pour in the very near future, and I don't think that wall's going to be coming down for a while. Not the way that they're building
Yeah.
this one, But they're on track, and they're shooting to be done by mid-November. So there's another plus.
yeah, and that I was after they closed it. I was shooting video underneath there, and you could see
It's crumbling.
Yeah, I mean it was very evident.
scary.
And people were driving across there.
Well, move the barricades and we're going across it. Yeah, and the engineer, when they came in to tell us how far the bars were going into that crumbling, it could happen at any time.
Right.
And Center Street Bridge is an access road for us, so we, Mr. Hockaday, we made sure he knew that was a priority. Of course, he's had a lot of priorities in his first 6 months here
Wow.
that he's had to handle, and we're very pleased with the results of the Center Road Bridge.
At a different era in the city government, that could have been like 5 years closed, or
No, what was the one on? What was the other bridge that was closed for?
Oh, was that one that was closed for a while?
Was that closed for a while
Many
too?
years ago?
Okay,
I think that
because the
bridge was
first
closed.
years I was on council when we fixed that bridge,
right.
and yeah, so we did put the lighting and all that on it back then. So, but no, bridges are important for maintenance, and I think something slipped through the crack when they changed who was required to inspect which bridges.
Right.
We
Wasn't
always-
it like somebody driving across or something noticed something? How did they notice the problem with the bridge? Or am I thinking of something else?
I don't remember. I know it was on the list of things
Okay.
for repairs, but again, it shifted from the state from local to the state, and when the state's involved, it takes forever. We always had the county engineer inspect our bridges,
Right.
and I think he's the one that also found the problem.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, I live in southern part of the city, and it was always nice to be able to go down through there rather than going straight down Route 7 and going through the lights and everything. If you want to go to like Perkins or the Conneaut
Right.
Plaza or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
possible.
Hopefully, it's always our route to go to Kmart. So hopefully, with the purchase of the old Kmart building, we'll see some activity out there too. So
Yeah,
it'll be important.
That's
to
the
have
other.
that done.
the other thing we're talking about, it doesn't look particularly good for the city coming in from the west with that old crumbling Amboy Bridge, and coming in from I-90 looking over there and saying
Came
auto zone, and that's it.
That's it now.
Yeah.
But the Center Street Bridge is going to be, I think it's going to be a lot better than putting those sand, stone blocks that they had.
Yeah. They were just
The drainage is better,
Yeah.
which was poor, and it was washing away a lot of the dirt behind those sandstone
Yep.
things. So yeah, you can see the new pipe that they've laid and so on and so forth. But that's a
Really
plus.
you did the right word. It's amazing to see what the technologies they're using now. So
Excellent.
we're excited about that.
So what do you foresee for Gateway? Or
Well, first of all, I think it's a very positive thing. Like I said, they contacted the city manager. We knew that it was up for sale. We had heard, and we still don't know, the newspaper indicates this morning in Star Beacon and jeers and cheers. Connie was on there, in there this morning for Kmart Plaza being sold and this, that, and they said that the city council or the city's being tight-lipped to who owns it. We don't have any idea.
We don't know.
We don't have any idea who owns it.
you could make something up.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make something up. That's not a good idea.
That's a private, venture. We had tried to contact the bank. Well, when it first went out for foreclosure, as you know, Wells Fargo is
Right.
one of the larger ones that doesn't always cooperate with those kind of things because we're low on the radar scale. But we were just very pleased to see it sold, and I think we just wanted to make sure we reach out and let them know whatever they need for us to assist them, that we're here for them. And I think it makes sense for someone to look at that as a positive. I mean, you do have
You're not going to
lots.
buy it.
You do have
The event center?
Days Inn, you have the event center. I mean, there's a lot of positives out at 90 and 7. I think maybe that's what they looked at, and that's something, because our demographics for that area have gone up by the number of people coming off. And
Oh yeah.
that was always an issue. How many people drove off at 90, and the demographics weren't high enough to facilitate commercial development. But we're hoping now that with this purchase, they've seen something that's positive.
My daughter used to work at the Giant Eagle there, and she said that they decided not to put a Get-Go gas station there at the time because the demographics didn't support it. But I
Right.
bet.
They would now, I think,
Yeah.
absolutely. If you've been out, you see the traffic to Love's. That's why we've done work to do this additional lighting project out there as well, because we think it's important.
So it'd be nice to get some stores and some businesses out there so that when people get off to go to the Love's, that they can stop someplace as well.
But like I said, they contacted us. They
Right, that
contacted
is a
the
key
city manager.
thing.
Well, and the other thing out there is the Evergreen Lake Campground. I mean,
Yeah.
so there's a lot out at that intersection. You got Beef and Beer, you have the Loves, you have the campgrounds. To me, it's always been a natural fit to develop 90 and 7.
Right.
And with, like I said, I think this is a good time. Timing's perfect, and we're very hopeful that someone does something positive with that building.
And it shows, just by them contacting the city, shows me that, hey, they bought that place for $1.5 million, and it's a group of business guys. How many that is, I don't know, but it just shows me that if I'm going to invest some money, that I'm going to fix it.
Right,
too.
absolutely.
Now, before they move in there, they have to fix everything that's wrong. The roof, which was the main issue several years ago. But anything that the fire department has written them up for, all that has got to be fixed.
It's kind of gotten worse since the place has been
No,
empty.
I'm sure
Not
that-
having heat,
Doesn't
and water
help
leaking is
anything.
not a good
No.
mixture. And all I can do is hope, and they come in and renovate the place and out the outside, some, but they did ask the city manager what we needed, and he expressed, the management company's out of Tip City, Ohio, so
Just familiar with Ohio. That's good.
yeah, so
Right.
I did see that.
we're hoping on that. So there's some.
But we're really not keeping it a secret because we
No.
don't know.
Yeah, I was like, wow. That was in the paper this morning.
Yeah.
so.
Tight-lipped.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
us.
They want us to sink ships.
That's why we're here.
Because believe me, if I knew
We tell you.
We tell you.
Yeah.
We know that their plans is to put this here or that, whatever it may be, and I don't want to get everybody up in arms and, in hopes that this is going to come and then it doesn't, like some things have in the past. In
Right.
Conneaut,
There have been a few owners of that place that really haven't done much with it.
Right.
So,
I mean, one indication that the new owners want people there is that the check cashing place moved.
right,
And they moved down on the corner of Harbor and
right,
State.
right by the Goodwill.
And I understand that they were offered 6 months free rent to stay there. And they said no because there's no traffic, you need to have some traffic. So that tells me, the owners are looking. So I haven't talked, I'm friends with some of the guys out there at AutoZone, and I haven't talked to any of them to see if they've heard any rumors or yet, or whatever it may be. So I know that they've been asked, one of our local key guys here in town was asked to go and change the locks on the door, so
Oh,
there's some activity.
There's
going on.
activity.
yeah, excellent. We got a call coming in. Hello, you're on the air.
Yeah, Bob. Yeah, this is Dwayne Whitford here in Conneaut, Ohio.
There we go.
Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
I
Yes,
can
we
hear you.
can.
Okay, I'm sitting in my kitchen, the television's on the living room, so I won't be able to hear anything you say up there. But I would like to ask the two presidents, one past and one present, what they're doing with my water line down here on Burlington Heights. I know they don't want to hear me. I try to talk to Nick Church, and he don't answer his phone 3 times in a row now, so I know he's busy.
Okay, you want them to respond?
Well, yeah, I'd like a response. I'd like answers to my questions when I go to council meetings, and I don't get them.
Okay.
Well,
Let me start.
go ahead.
Okay, Dwayne, first of all, I have always returned your call. That's the first thing. I have the
No,
same
you haven't.
Wait a minute. I have the same telephone number, 593-1045.
Right.
Okay?
And I call it, and I put it on the answering machine, and you never get back to me.
Well,
This is the 3rd time that I did this last week.
okay, well, you didn't call last week. You didn't call my number, Dwayne.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
You
Two,
got First Sergeant listed right on it, so I know I can hear you.
well, other people call me Dwayne. I don't understand.
Well, that's
Okay.
what's not going
And
through, and I
two,
don't know.
and two, the
I
city.
get on your answering machine every
Well,
time.
let's go to number 2.
Okay, number 2, Dwayne, is that I believe the city, under the old council, talked about, and I believe the city is paying to have your water filters changed because of the line. Is that true?
Well, hello? Well,
Well, that is one thing the city was doing, was because there's a problem with the loop or the
Yeah.
system.
A couple councils ago, I believe Charlie Lewis
Was there.
addressed it when he was on council and requested that that we at least go out and change the filters and pay for the filters at his house, which the city is still doing. So it's not like it hasn't been addressed. It has been addressed. Okay. So other than him saying I don't return calls, that's
Yeah, and I think we've been trying to apply for different grants to do things to that water system out that way. So, we continue to look at improvements to the water system, but I did know that was the solution until we could move forward
right.
with additional expansions.
And one other thing before you answer that, the third thing is that he said he's been up to council meeting. He hasn't been up to council meetings,
Not since the Burlington Heights,
not since the
discussion.
Burlington House, which was an open meeting,
right?
which
For
was
the-
a public meeting.
Right.
was about
So
the
it's not-
road.
Which is not a council meeting.
No,
Which is
it was-
not a
it was
council
about a
meeting, but he
road.
hasn't been up to any council meetings.
In a
and-
while.
In a while, and the public meeting we had, he was there, and that's about Burlington Heights and the street,
Right.
and I think we have another one of those coming up. So we've answered questions of those people that were there. Now,
Okay, let's see if this is meaning to be the same. Hello, you're on the air. Hello? Is it amazing that the telephone was invented like in 1870?
That's true. Good point, Bob. No.
One thing, getting back a little bit to
Yeah.
Gateway, is that when city manager was on, he was talking about that there is no more storage at the old Giant Eagle, that there used to be
Yes.
Crystal was in there with some equipment or something, and it's no longer there.
Understand that
Yeah.
it has been emptied.
Yes.
So when, I don't know, I know that at the Ashtabula Town Square, the home improvement place there in the front, that there was some stuff being stored there, and they were kind of pretty much figuring that was occupied then. And it's nicer to have a store where people can shop than a place where they store stuff. So it's nice to, kind of nice to see
Yeah,
that.
it is. But I know some of the larger companies have issues with storage, for having adequate storage capabilities. So
But I'd
a
rather
lot
have
of
a
those
store
old
in
buildings,
there
I
than-
would too. I absolutely would too. But
One of the big things with Giant Eagle that I've heard, that there's nothing in Giant Eagle. It was everything's totally gone.
Yeah,
All the
they got it
shelves,
all.
all the freezers, everything is
There's
totally
no-
gone. So whoever, takes on to bring in a store is going to have to put in a lot
major
of money.
investment, major
money,
investment.
so.
Because we had, with Mr. Hockaday and previous managers, talked to various grocery store
Right.
entities, but again, demographics too was the cost to bring it back up. And most of the stores now want the whole package, the grocery store, the pharmacy,
Right.
all that. So we'll
Oh,
see.
you have CVS empty there, the old CVS.
Yeah.
They could extend to, absolutely. But again, it would be a huge investment.
Right.
So.
Speaking of buildings, old
Old
buildings.
buildings?
Yes.
That's on the top of
It's
our
ki-
list.
Maybe we should.
Which
let's-
one, the static or the bunkhouse?
I was going to talk about the bunkhouse.
Okay.
Let's go to a mess buildings, and this. I remember when the Kmart problem happened just about the same time was the bunkhouse, and at least Kmart can be fixed. We had Mr. Hockaday on Thursday, and he kind of seemed to allude to maybe the best answer is to somehow, somewhere, find somebody that can fix it up and use it. Is that?
That or take it down. Again, these are the ones that they end up in the state receivership.
Right.
City has no control over them, and state isn't going to do anything with them. So we acquired the bunkhouse. We had high hopes when someone said they'd take it down.
Right.
And then the older buildings downtown have a whole different aspect to them, and that being attached to the other buildings. So
It
with
just couldn't be that easy.
Oh no! It just seemed like a really great idea at the
Right.
time, but we just don't have the money. At least, in my opinion, I don't feel investing that kind of money right now when we have other needs.
Right.
So we directed him to go out to see if he can find someone interested in the building.
The bricks aren't falling anymore.
We've taken
Most of it
off the back.
down, yeah.
Down, the fire department has gone in there, and yeah, they're not falling down. But I think we, at the last work session, council gave the okay to the city manager to publicize for alternative
Uses.
quotes for that building, whether they come in and say, we'll tear it down and we'll keep the brick and you give us the property, or whatever.
Right.
Because right now the ticket dollar signs on is $187,000, and we're not going to do that.
It's like North Kingsville Elementary.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, if somebody came by and told you we'll give you $3,500 for it, you'd probably.
As long as they know what they have to deal
Right.
with, absolutely. But we were very hopeful that we would be better marketing it than the state. But if someone else has a solution, we've made a lot of investments in the new bridges and other projects we're working
Right.
on, and we just don't want to go there right now. So
I call it a nightmare on Main Street.
Main Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, it'd be nice to get it down, but then you have that
absolutely.
you get that huge lot. It's like,
Sometimes an empty lot's better.
well, yeah, but
At least you can market that,
That's a lot of money.
$187
$187,000
a lot
for an empty lot is
Yeah.
a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spending $150,000 or $200,000 to fix the bridge, on Center Street. Okay, when the bridge,
Oh,
they
yeah.
get it fixed, it's done. We tear down the building for
Still not done.
$187,000.
Yeah.
$1,000. All you have is an empty lot. That's not good.
So we're hoping that someone's interested in maybe acquiring the property and
Want
has
the
a
bricks
plan
and-
for it, want the bricks, or someone that's in construction or other kinds of work.
Gonna have to know what they're doing.
Absolutely.
I forgot how many truckloads of, we
they-
underestimated at first. They said it was gonna take 100 truckloads to fill
And
the hole.
it was a lot more than that.
Yeah.
And I think they're talking about $60,000 to $70,000 of dirt
Dirt.
to fill the
Can you
hole.
imagine that?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, is that on top of the 180,000 or is that included?
No,
That's
that's
all,
included.
that's the
Okay,
whole
well, that's good.
price.
That's the total
so-
price tag, down to
Total
planting
price
grass.
tag, yeah.
To include planting grass.
Yeah, so it's just,
Fine.
that's
Well-
where we're heading for now with it, so, hopeful.
And all you end up with is an empty lot.
Yeah.
Well, unless someone, like I said, has their own plans
Right.
for it.
And if we don't get it tore down this year, maybe next year we'll use it for Halloween.
His nightmare on Main Street.
Well, remember,
We didn't really want to acquire these buildings, but if there, you know, there was a issue with the building and someone getting hurt, and you know, we had a new store behind there, and the bricks were
right,
closed,
and
so we
right
had to
there
do
with the
something.
parking lot.
Yeah,
So this has been going on for a while. okay?
Yeah.
This bunkhouse has been
didn't have,
a problem for a while. You know, this council just decided to take it on and make it a priority. You know, it's in our downtown area, it's
Right.
unsafe, you know, it's making the rest of the town look bad, it's making, you know, it's a safety hazard, you know. It needs to come down, something needs to happen, you know, and we don't want to see people get hurt.
Right.
But, so now we'll look for alternative ways to tearing it down. So we'll see.
You're talking about using it for Halloween,
Yeah.
facetiously, but
Yeah.
but
well,
remember a few years ago the old city hall in Ashtabula? They were going to do that, and somebody went in there and turned the lights, and it like goes. Bzzz. They said, "Oh, okay, no Halloween thing here."
no, that's even older.
Yeah.
That was a neat old building. That's a neat
Yeah.
old building though, but that's
And the Ashtabula's got the Carlisle's building to deal with, so
Yeah.
it's everywhere. There's these sort of
Right.
things happening. What about the old static property? This is something also we talked to the city manager about a little bit. Was at one time there was talk about some problems there with chemical leaks or something from the plants there.
Brownfield.
Yeah,
Brownfield,
brownfield. It's pretty much designated a brownfield. The problem with brownfields now is there used to be monies available at the state where you could rehabilitate the properties, clean them up, and then market them. Now you have to have an end user
Right.
before they'll help you with that money. So with all the, I think we did a phase one environmental, and there's some contamination, soil contaminations and other issues there. Another piece of property that we knew we were going to end up with, but we haven't really come up with a plan yet. We have talked to the schools on and off about joint maintenance, public works.
Which would be good.
You know, we talked about that. We just have to put a plan together. Have we been able to get inside yet? Not.
Everybody else has, but we.
Everybody else, okay. All
You
right.
got to go in there to steal copper, and that's what.
Yeah.
There's been 4 or 5 break-ins,
Yeah.
some twice a day on the weekend.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So we're, city manager's working on getting power back
Power
to the
back
building
on.
and putting a security system in.
Really, and that building isn't that old. Like 80s?
Parts of it, yeah, are newer than others, but
Isn't it like the 70s or 80s?
I don't know. I wasn't
The oldest static went out and was
when we
bought
tore
by
down
Conneaut.
that other part,
Yeah.
yeah, I know what you.
The owner of, it used to be Omnitronics, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. It used to be Omnitronics. And the owner of Omnitronics bought the Aesthetic building, the old one,
Right,
which the council I was on in 2004 took that down.
Yeah.
right.
And-
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I knew the guy's name. We had 3 or 4 meetings within the first 2 months I was president of council, and wanted to use city equipment, city people, city money to tear down the building. I said, no, we're not doing that. But he kind of like said, I'm not going to do it, and snubbed his nose at the city. And the joint owner of it, which I won't mention his name, just kind of like snubbed their nose at us. And we had Jackson Street blocked off, we had
Yeah.
Harbor Street blocked off, and you know, bricks were falling off the top and bouncing
I know.
over into people's yards. And I says, you know, enough is enough.
Yeah.
Where do you go and block off streets and your emergency vehicles can't get through, and so on and so forth? And about 9 months later, we started to take it down. But I think you know, we need another public works,
Right.
long overdue, and the schools need another bus
Bus
garage.
garage.
Yeah.
So I think it would be a neat thing
Right.
You know, to acquire this building
Yeah.
and put money into that instead of building a new
Yeah,
public
'cause-
works.
And the schools, they're down where the
West
school
Morale,
on
you know, we
Rouse Street.
already are doing
Yeah.
sharing fuel, you
Yeah.
know, that we
Right, that's right.
purchase. So I think there's other chances for partnerships with the old building.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Hello, you're on the air.
Hi, Bob. Pat Sherman. I have a question to ask the two members of the council there. Since I live on Cleveland Court and that tree fell down in that last storm and it's still sitting there on the city's lot, and I want to know why they won't do anything about this mold-filled empty house and the street down here and the junk car that's been sitting there for 2 months on the street.
Let's see.
I don't have any idea, Pat, but I'll go down and look at it this morning when I get done here.
Well, they blew up the tires on the car after I called the police department, but the car hasn't been moved in over 2 months.
Okay, you know the address?
Well, you can't miss it. It's a red van sitting right in front of the wooden fence.
Okay. I'll look at it this morning, Pat.
But are they going to do anything with that tree that fell down that's sitting there that hasn't been cut up yet?
I don't know. I can't answer that.
Can't you use it for your crafting or something?
Yeah, well,
I don't know, Pat. I don't know about the tree. I'll go down and look at it the same time I look at the vehicle this morning.
Okay, and I have another question. Why won't the city do anything about Cleveland Court, the street? It's got potholes in it. That fire hydrant is still leaking down there and the hole's getting bigger. And I'm just curious why they refuse to even consider fixing anything on the street. And I'll shut up now so I can hear what you're saying.
Okay.
Okay, this is what I'm going to say, Pat, is
wasn't
I don't
aware
know.
of it. Yeah.
No, I'm not aware of it. You tell me about the vehicle being there, I'll go down and look at it this morning. If there's a tree down, I'll go and look at it this morning. And if it's ours, I'll report the vehicle to the police, and I'll report the tree to the city manager. And if there's a leaking fire hydrant, I'll report that to the city manager this morning. But
Just gotta call city.
do they know? Yeah, you need to contact somebody that will do something about it. I don't know if you've done that or not, but I'll take action this morning, Pat.
Okay. Two other things here. Recycling, which my wife takes all her stuff to Ashtabula now. It'd be nice if there was recycling in town.
Well, your I mean, we got a recycle container from our hauler.
Did you?
Yeah. It was free. They do it. Can't think of the days.
Every other week.
Every other week.
My pickup days
And
on
any
Wednesday.
hauler you have is supposed to provide recycling now.
Really? So we should call them
According to the ordinance, yes.
up. Okay.
I mean, we'd like to have the recycle bins back. That's been a problem, but
Yeah.
that's why we have this discussion about trash and recycling, because the other communities have all went to contractual
Right.
obligations with haulers,
Single
whether
haulers.
it's single hauler or multi hauler. It doesn't have to be a
Right,
single
right.
hauler to provide these services, but my provider gives you the recycle bin and they pick it up every other week and they tell you what they will take.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
they didn't charge us.
No.
Actually, they sent me a letter and said, you'll be receiving another recycle bin. It's a big one, just like my trash.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It has a yellow lid on it. It's got wheels on it.
Yeah.
I looked on my bill and there's nothing on my bill. They didn't
No.
charge us for it.
Excellent.
No, it's not
Okay.
supposed to be. It's supposed to be providing that
And
service.
it's every other Wednesday. Mine
Yeah.
pickups on a Wednesday.
Well, it's Thursday.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, mine's Monday.
Yeah. So depending on what they take, there are some items they don't take. Same as the one in Ashtabula. It depends on the market, but they give you a list of what they take. So you might want to look into that.
Yeah. So we got about.
I mean,
three-
they really want curbside recycling. That's EPA's goal for a
Absolutely.
solid waste district. That's the solid waste district's goal. Tip fees are down. That used to fund recycling, so it's kind of a double-edged sword. You want people to recycle, and when they start recycling, the fees you use to provide that service go down. So it's a good thing. I think Ashtabula, Jefferson, Geneva. And Roaming Shores all have curbside recycling now. So, but yes, your haulers should be able to provide your recycle bin.
So you're also doing a city manager evaluation. We've got 2 minutes.
Yeah, we are. We're all done. We just got to get together on
Yeah, tonight.
tonight.
We're going to do
All
it.
right.
We had it on schedule for last week, but we had a big agenda and
A lot. Yeah, we had a lot on the
a
agenda.
lot on the agenda, so I moved it to tonight. So we'll be doing his evaluation. And
He's been hit with a lot.
well, go ahead.
Yeah, in the 6 months, of the first few weeks, he was hit with a lot, and I kept thinking, oh, he's not going to leave already, is he? But I think he's handled everything very professionally. He gets it. I mean, he's very good at developing a plan. And just me personally, he's a very good communicator. He gets back with me. Sometimes he answers you like, sometimes you don't, but he calls you back. And like I said, if anybody here has called City Hall and not got a call back, someone didn't get the message, because as far as, in my opinion, he's very good at making sure he gets back with the constituents.
And if you call City Hall and something doesn't happen within a couple of weeks, then you need to call us.
Right.
Yeah.
And tell me
But
what's
just
going
don't
on.
think that ESP is going to know what's going on.
Yeah.
No, and I know people will call here, but a lot of us are at work, or I don't always get to watch everything. I mean, I used to listen to it on the radio in the old days, but
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, it was nice
It
because
was.
I could hear it while I was working. But so please give us a call. And if I haven't called you back, I always tell people I didn't get the message.
Right.
Or
Right,
I'm
yeah.
getting really old now and I just forgot. But
We're too
always
close
try
to the same age
Yeah.
to be saying that.
So please, if you haven't heard anything, please call us.
All right. Well, thank you both for coming in. We covered a lot of ground.
Yes, we did.
All right.
Good to see you, Bob.
Council President Nick Church, Councilwoman Debbie Newcomb, and we'll be back.